Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bat Châtillon 155-55. It's the Tier 9 French SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Mines Encounter, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP. And it's her first submission from last week's competition, which I forgot to get done. Game on! Yes, I was a bit tied up and, well, not literally, but you know what I mean. I had other things on at the time, and I didn't get the replays done for last week's contest, but here they are both now, the submission from Angelina and the one that came in afterwards from Talon. Now it's the 155mm armed howitzer, which is capable of doing 680 alpha, 48mm of pen, and 7.6 meters on the burst radius, between 12 and 27 seconds of stun. Looking for a target, she's found one. It's a K91. She gets a direct hit with the first shot. Now, as you know, the Bat Chat 155-55 never got built, but it was proposed by the French. They never actually put them into main production, but they did build a prototype. It was a revolving turret with a single shot howitzer, and it was actually quite a good idea. In fact, it's the sort of idea that the Wehrmacht wanted to actually put into production. Rounds out from the BK. Oh, it hit him! It didn't explode, but it did stun. Well, it's saying that it gave stun, but it didn't actually do any damage to the vehicle other than the critical hit. And that's unusual. But it was a direct hit. There's the other direct hit she made. You can see it on the side of the K91's turret. She's gone to the Leopard prototype this time. That's a much better target because, of course, it has less armor. Rounds out. 120 hit points from that shot. Now, the opposite numbers in her team are from a pair of M53 M55s. There's that K91 again going through the screen. The standard reload for this Arty is 28.76, but yep, as of yet, I still haven't been able to get the mods working so that I can actually see the reload time for Angelina. Lining this one up, that looks about right, but oh, he didn't change at the last moment, but she did splash him for 93, and it looked like he was on fire as well. Okay, changing position again. Great thing about this Arty is that you can maneuver and change position very easily. In fact, I was playing it myself just recently. I had a game today several games in the Bat Chat 155-55, and one of them was a humdinger of a game because I managed to get out a huge number of shots on the enemy, and I believe I did have a major impact on the battle. Okay, Progetto 65, the Tier 10. This is a Tier 10 game with Tier 9 tanks in it. There's a number of enemy tanks making their way towards the cap area. Angelina fires that one in ahead of the K91, but she didn't get a hit with that one. In fact, because her team doesn't actually have, the enemy team doesn't have any tanks in the cap area, she can now change position so she can start firing shells into the cap to reset the enemy tanks. You can see the Progetto, he's a one-shot. We're waiting for the turret to turn around. There comes the reticule. Now, she's got to place this shell so it does the necessary, but she's just noticed this ST2 trying to sneak in, so she's going to put a round in him first. Rounds out. Overshoots. I think that's persuaded her to pull back into the corner. In fact, there's two tanks now trying to make their way in, and she's got a chance of taking out this Selma. We were resetting the cap area, but I think we can put a nice little shell into this Selma and put him out the game. Rounds out. That's a kill.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
A blind kill for Angelina, which is a very good sign. She's working the battlefield as hard as she can, and there the Leopard prototype goes down. This is what I love about this Arty, is it's so quick to reload. You can really work a battlefield and hit as many enemy tanks as you can. Bounce out. Direct hit. 287. The ST2 is stunned and taking damage, and Angelina's getting stun assist off this one. Unfortunately, we lost the object 430. So we've got 2 enemy tanks now in the cap area. In the cap area, in the hill. No enemy tanks in the cap. They've all been killed. That's a direct hit. And now Angelina does have to pull back behind the building because the enemy could possibly poke over the edge and see if they can see her. Notice how there's been absolutely no response from the enemy Arty so far. Okay, TL7. Oh, the enemy Arty's in the Nigel spot. Yep, somebody is in C1. And we know that because we just saw the tracer coming out from that corner. It's a very good corner, not only to a conventional battle, a standard battle, but it also works very well on encounter battles because the cap area is side onto you and it's right across the other side of the battlefield. So yes, you're firing far enough away, the enemy really won't see you unless they get too close. And at this moment, we do have 2 tanks on the middle island, waiting to see that tracer again. But the TL7 backs into a shell, loses 277. That was a good shot. Oh, she got spotted by the ST2. So now she has to keep on the move. Otherwise, the enemy RT will try. And he did. He tried to get her. Angelina needs to get behind cover now because that 705 will also probably try to nail her. She's been spotted again. But once she's actually behind this rock, she's reasonably safe for the moment. Okay, we lost the Manticore. The Object 705 is running for his life because he's being chased by a 60 TP. We could possibly lob a shell on top of the hill. 705 just got struck by one of those shells. We're too far forward to get a shell on him at the moment because we can't angle the shell to go up into that 705, but the 705's doomed now because the Object 730 comes round and wipes him out. Okay, yes, there's the M53, M55. He is in Nigel's spot, so he obviously knows about that one. Probably they've been looking at our streams and saying, oh, well, that's a good spot. Oh, that was close. It didn't do any damage, but it actually was on the area where it needs to go in. Angelina's changed her position a little. There's only 2 enemies left, one in the corner. There he is. Just been spotted. And the other one's a Manticore and he's running for his life. And before the howitzer turns around, he's out the game and that's it. It's all over. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the 3rd class tanker for Angelina75 of OLIMP in the Bat Châtillon 155-55. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 8 in that one, and her win rate off the game was 1,237, which is good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in the game actually went to the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team with 3,317 hit points. Second highest damage was the Leopard prototype on our team with 3,272, and the Jaegeru managed 3,012. Angelina managed to get 1,174 hit points of damage out of it. Puts her way down the table, I'm afraid. But then she didn't get off as many shots as she expected to get off, and I think our team was slightly better than normal. When it came to kills, the high scorer was the Jaegeru with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the T-54 lightweight on our team, and he got a Piscucci's medals, so he actually managed to kill both enemy M53 and M55s. And on the enemy team, their ST2 managed to get 3 kills as well. And 2 kills went to the Object 752, the Object AMX-30B, and on the enemy team, the Object 705. Angelina only got the 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, we can see Angelina got 678, but the high scorer was the Jaegeru with 967, followed by the T-54 lightweight with 906, and after that, the Leopard prototype with 880. Angelina only fired 12 rounds during the game. She did get 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 10 splash. Damage of 1,174 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 1, and I think that means she just missed out on getting a Confederate medal by just 1, because nobody else won a Confederate in that game. So Angelina must have been the closest to it by just 1 tank, and I think that was the Selma that she hit in the rear on the middle island. If she hadn't killed it, I think she would have ended up with a medal out of that game. 844 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. Now, she managed to make a profit out of the game of 18,659 credits, including getting a 15,000 bonus for mission completion. And she also took away 1,356 experience points out of it as well. But she said she was not having a good week, and I can understand that. Sometimes you just get nothing but bad battles, and I've had a series of bad battles on some of my accounts where I get loss after loss after loss. I just can't explain it, other than the fact that everybody's trying to earn that tank at the moment. And so therefore they're playing very, very badly, or mostly very badly, unless you get a good team. And I think it was a good team on this occasion for Angelina, but they were so good that they managed to finish the game before Angelina had managed to fire on enough of them to get that medal. Anyway, we do know that Talon has sent in a replay. So let's have a look at his battle and see if he managed to beat Angelina's standard of a 3rd class and a bruiser. Talon is in the Hummel, the tier 6 German SPG, and he's defending on Steps Assault. Game on. 2 marks of excellence and a Reaper's badge on the side of his vehicle. It's got an ace tanker there at the back, and there's another one on the side there. He really does love the Hummel. It's one of his favourite Artys. It's also incredibly accurate. Okay, this looks good. 15 centimeter howitzer. It's the same howitzer you'll find on the Griller, the tier 5 German SPG. Rounds out. Oh! Excellent shot. She wounded him. He wounded it. Now, one of the good things about having the stock gun is it's faster to reload than the top gun. It also has a much higher trajectory, and you get more shells to play with as well, which means that if you're really accurate and dial in, you can get direct hits that even put the shell into the cockpit of the enemy tank and wipe them out. The M8A1 just went down to the T78. Now, it doesn't have a lot of stun time, unfortunately. As you can see here, it's 480 alpha, 38mm pen, 6.7 meters on the blast radius. That was a direct hit. 6.5 to 10.5 seconds of stun. So he just got a direct hit on the 3001P. He's looking around for another target. He's found one, a chappy, over the other side of the battlefield. That's just almost out of range, not quite. Flat and rescue. Yeah, that's accurate. Hit the rear of the vehicle for 219. Now, he does need to change position every now and then. He can't stay in the same spot all the time, because the enemy will quickly work out where he is. And yes, that's happened to me a few times recently, where I was a bit lazy, and then the enemy Arty reminded me that I was being lazy, and I got hit. But he's moving a bit closer to some of the enemy because he wants to lob the shells on them. I think that's well close. The reason he moved was there was an enemy tank right down the south, and he didn't really want to get spotted by it. It's a Cruiser Mark IV. He can probably take this one out with one shot, an accurate shot. Rounds out. Kill shot! That was superb. It entered the rear of the vehicle, said hello to the crew, and then exploded. You can almost see the chappie trying to avoid the tank as it suddenly blew up. Oh, and there goes the VK, just taken out by our gorilla. Okay, he's now going to do the same to the IKV-103. And the thing about these tank destroyers are that they actually have very thin armor, so they make perfect targets for Arty. Okay, KV-1 is firing on the move, trying to ram our KV-1SA. Does ram him. Now, can we get a dialed-in shot? He fires. He tracks him. Okay, now he can go for this IKV, knowing that he will reload first. The standard reload for this Arty, 25.31. See that KV-1's gone into that dead ground just around the corner, so he could come this way, but these guys, they bypassed us altogether and they're fighting it out amongst themselves. And we're trying to get a shot. Rounds out. Oh, the T-52 went down to a stun, and the ST-39's gone down as well. And it looks like that KV-1 on the enemy team is getting severely harassed. But now we really do need to deal with this IKV. We're almost loaded. Now, if we can put a shot directly on this guy, he will explode. Okay, he's backing up. He's backing up. Rounds out. Well, it didn't hit him directly, but it did stun him, and we got the stun assist. Okay, the enemy Arty's been spotted, an M41 HMC. It's the only one left because they've only got 2 tanks left in the game. In fact, this is the last enemy now. Rounds out. Oh! What a shot! Love to see that again. In fact, this is the last enemy now. Rounds out. Oh! What a shot! Love to see that again. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker from talon1958 in the Hummel. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12 in this one. And his win rate was 2,204, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did get the second highest damage in the game. The top scorer was the Type 64. He managed a high caliber and 1,945 hit points of damage with his 76mm main gun. Talon managed 1,234 hit points with his 15cm. And the third highest scorer was the M5A1 Stuart on our team, the Chinese version, I think that is, with 889, just beating that IKV-103. When it came to kills, well, it's the Type 64 again. 4 kills to him, 3 kills to the T-78, and 2 kills went to Talon in the Hummel and also the M5A1 Stuart. And when it came to base XP, he's in 4th place because the top scorer, the Type 64, managed to get the top in all 3 columns. And he was the only player who managed to get over 1,000 base in the XP. 689 went to the Chappie, who also picked up a patrol duty in the game. And 625 went to the M5A1 Stuart, just beating Talon, who had 609. He fired only 9 rounds, but very accurately. 3 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 7 splash. 1,234 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Now, I suspect that Cruiser Mark IV was sitting there with his rear to us, yes, for insertion. 364 hit points from a penetrating shot. The other one, well, I suspect it was the M4A1, M41 rather, not the M4A1. M41, yes, he hit it with a direct hit, again, went straight through the engine deck. And that's 71 hit points from 1 pen. So going back to the details, 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed. So again, just like Angelina before him, Talon missed out on getting a Confederate by just 1 tank. If Talon had hit another tank in the game, he would have had an 8-2, and that would have given him a Confederate because nobody else in that game managed to get a Confederate medal. Nobody else at all. So he would definitely have scored the medal if that was the case. He also got 288 hit points of stun assists off 6 stuns, and he earned a profit of 68,000 298 credits on a premium account, including a 40,000 mission completion bonus. He also picked up 3,655 experience points with a 1,828 mission completion bonus again. So a very good game, which meant that Talon did win the contest. And yes, it was only a matter of a few minutes after Angelina finished. Talon logged on, and yes, he scored better than Angelina. Now, I don't know if they've actually, or if Talon took the weekend off or took the Sunday off, but I did see a picture of their little boy Remy playing with the computer and watching our videos. So yes, he's still doing it. He's still watching our videos and enjoying it. And we love that because it's brilliant. If he gets some enjoyment out of the game, I just hope that one day he will actually join the game and actually become a player himself. And if he does watch like his mum and dad, there's a fairly good chance that he's probably going to become an Arty player too. And they'll be teaching him all their tricks, in which case he's probably going to become an ace tanker. I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'm sorry it's so late. Well, so late. It was last weekend's contest, and it's Monday today, but I'm recording on the Monday, but unfortunately it's going out on the Tuesday afterwards. But I'm sorry, sometimes I do get tangled up with other things, and that's what delays the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.